good morning, good afternoon, good evening, greetings wherever you are in the world. It's Mark Miller here. Rory, are you with me?
I am with you, my friend. I am here.
We made it.
We are good to go.
I was trying to do something super cool for you this morning, and was just running out of time. Didn't have the bandwidth to finish it up. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But there's super cool things in the pipeline coming. So stay tuned for those. Maybe we'll see them tomorrow. We'll see some of that tomorrow. With that, let's just like jump right into things. You okay with that, Rory? How are you doing? Everything okay over there?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm going to be away on the hour today, however. So, yeah, the clocks are ticking. We should do stuff.
So that's just when I was going to start doing something really awesome. Okay. Let me jump over into the chat room here. Let me show you what we got there. There's our source code for today. We're starting here at episode 125. Begin right there. That's us. And here's our code. Rory, after you left us yesterday, we got the sound system essentially playing songs and changing songs on a hit from the Meteor. I think you might have been here where the Meteor wasn't hitting, and we moved it up.
It was a slight impact issues, and you were planning on moving it up. I don't know if I was actually there for that.
So we moved it up, and it started making contact. I moved it back down, and it wasn't making contact anymore. And my conclusion was that our precision for determining a hit on the boombox was tighter than our precision for determining a hit on the ground. And so the meter was essentially detecting that it hit the ground without detecting that it hit the boombox. Will Bennett is not doing good on time, Rory. Yeah, we were a little bit late this morning. That's all my fault. And also Rory doesn't have a lot of time today anyway. So everything's my fault today, in case you're wondering. Normally it's pretty much all Rory's fault, but
yeah, well,
but not today.
That happens.
So, but not today. It's all my fault today. So after we left, I shut down the show. I made just a few minor changes. I instead of having the test commands where you had to type in bang test and then volume up or bang test volume down, I promoted those. So now we've got full on commands for volume up, volume down, and I want to make a couple tweaks in there. So let's actually switch over here. We'll load this up, and it should actually be working in the stream. It'll take a second to load it all up, or actually when I say a second, it'll take about a minute or two, I think, to load it. By the way, yesterday, after I stopped streaming and I did a refresh, my refresh was like 20 to 30 seconds, whereas in the stream it was taking a minute to two.
It was quite long, wasn't
right?
it?
It was taking a long time. In fact, probably easily 2 minutes. And I'm not sure why that was, but I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I'm not sure what's going to happen today or how fast it'll take to load these up. But we'll take a look at that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Coins are looking good, nice and shiny.
Yeah,
there's a blast. They're good.
Still loading up. And I suppose I could go over. I might as well do this too. I might as well come up here, bring up the drone overlay, have it load here as well. We'll just drag that off and let that load in the background too, because we might want to play with that. Let's see. One of the things I want to change is the volume. Let's go see if we can find that, where that is. I want to get to drone game, and here's my volume piece right here. All right, so I'm going to make some changes here to the code. So I'm going to say what's going on? Why am I hearing that sound effect? Oh, okay, because Surly Dev is commanding it. It's not quite finished loading yet. We've still got the around the sides of us. We've got the those boxes there. I want to change volume. Right now, it's working off a different scale. I'm going to change this to. I think I just want to say. I'm going to just say it's equal to that. Then I'm going to say if the volume.
What's volume measured in?
Well, it's measured in basically a number. Currently, a number between 0 and 1, where 0 is silent and 1 is full volume.
Okay, is that a linear? progression though.
It does
Because I
not
understand
feel
the decibel logic is not linear.
right. Yeah, I think that even though decibel logic is not linear, I think from the standpoint of what we interpret, and this is a rough guess, is that every time the decibels double whatever for us, it seems like, okay, it's a distinct difference in sound.
Okay.
That's my sense. I could be completely wrong about that, but it doesn't matter because ultimately we've got settings that go between 0 and 1, and you and I are going to be able to change that volume based on what level we feel comfortable with. But what I'm
Okay.
going to do now is I'm going to do this, is I'm going to say, hey, look, if volume is greater than, and I'm going to change this to an 11, then the volume is equal to 11. And if volume is less than 1, then it's equal to 1. You can never kill the music on this show. And then we're going to say volume is equal to volume minus 1 here for volume down, and here volume is going to be equal to volume plus 1. Then somewhere in here, so there, that's good. And now here, active volume is going to be this divided by 11. So that's how we're going to do that. So now we've got a scale, a volume scale of hold on, I got a perf issue right here. Just maybe a brief lockup, but it was unresponsive there for a second. Can you just write that down? I think I had tapped the mix reference there. Not sure why that was the case, but I want just devs to look at that and see what they found there.
No problem.
All right, and then we're going to set the volume at 5 instead here when we start it up. Okay, are we loaded? We're loaded over here. Okay, so now check this out. This should work. If I type in music, bang music.
Well, we've got a boombox.
And Rory can't hear the sound right now.
No.
But we can,
Well, I could probably switch across to the stream. Ooh, very good.
and I'm going to turn the volume down here. Nice. So we're down at about 0.1. So that's the low volume right there. That's currently what it says 0.1. But we're going to change that to
That
11.
works.
We're going to change
That's
that
good.
to, our volume's going to go up to 11. It's not bad. Now, if you don't like the song, you can throw something at it. You can so let's do this. We got to extend the
That might be it.
the engines. Let me go left. Let me go up 3. Let's go left. 2. Let's drop. Oh, we're on Pluto? Who put me on Pluto? Let's go back to Earth here. Now watch this. Here comes the drop. And we've changed songs.
Yeah.
So, Rory, I know you're being extra enthusiastic because you probably have not heard that yet.
I've got about a 1.5, 2 second delay because I've got also the audio of the stream in my ear, which is an interesting combination of confusion.
Yeah,
But I did hear it change. It's good. It works.
And we can also do this. We can change the genre to another genre. So right now we're on, like, I think action. That's action. And here comes techno. It changed it. Is it playing something? Oh yeah, it's just slow to come in. So that's what we've got, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Folks out there in the chat room, Surly Dev, Will Bennett, let me know, is the, at this point, is volume too loud to be able to also hear me?
Not too loud. No, you are very audible, I think.
And the music's fine. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Cool. Now we have one problem. And the problem is when this song ends, the other song, the next song won't start.
Right, there's no automatic next in playlist.
Yeah. So we need to figure. But you can
next in shot.
you can bomb it to start a new song if you want to. You can do that. But I think what I want to do is I want to start a new song. And what I really want to do this has been a big complaint of mine about Pandora and Spotify and all of these other music playing apps, is that they don't fade the sound from one to the other. From the end of the last song playing to the beginning of the next. So I actually would love to get a fade going if we can do that.
Nice.
I don't have any great data to test with. What I really need to test this is I need a folder with some short songs in it so that I can do the test.
Yeah.
But at the very least, let's get it so when one song ends, we start a new song, and we'll do that. And since that involves some code, and we've got some great music.
How much control do you have over the playing? Can you jump to a known point within a song? You could jump to like 10 seconds or 5 seconds before the end as part of a test.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love it. Let's do it.
And then meld from that point onwards.
I love it. Yeah, let's do that. We do have control over that, I think. But we got to figure out what's going on with this HTML audio element over here. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to do some research on that piece right here. So we're going to come over here. Length? Is there a property called length in that? Wouldn't that be awesome? Duration.
That's cool.
Nice. Well, is this going to be so crazy easy? All right, so Boombox. Play random song. We need to get that duration. So at this point, this is in seconds. How sweet is that? Okay, so now what we need to do is we need a set timeout, I think. This is how I'm going to do it. There might be a smarter, better way. Is there? What would be better is maybe an event on this thing when it's done. But I'm just going to say duration. I'm going to go with duration.
That's interesting. I didn't realize the CodeRushed ship could also collect coins.
Yeah, we started with that. I don't know where those go though. We should put those should go to charity, I think. Surly Dev says, no, come back. Music is fine, volume-wise. Yeah, we've got that already. All right, cool. And, all right, so let's do this. So the duration, we want to do the set timeout. Looks like I started that and deleted that or something like that. So there's my set timeout. My handler is going to be next song. That's what I think I'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
And the timeout is going to be the duration times 1,000. Okay, so that's going to take care of that. Now what I should really do is I should do something like this. We should do, I think there's another thing here where there's it's a position or something, current position, current time. Gets or sets the current playback position in seconds. All right, so here's what we can do. So we can do this. We can say testing cross fade, and we're going to say Boolean. We'll set it to true for now.
Yep.
And we're going to say if testing cross fade, then we're going to say, hold on. We're going to say, looks like somebody started up a new song with a bomb. Current time is equal to this song duration minus 10. Okay? And we're going to create another constant here. We're going to be, this is, QN rather. And this is going to be our, we're going to make this be a constant here too. Okay, next song, set time to next song. Let's do this. going to say duration is equal to 10 seconds, is equal to seconds from end. And then we're going to say how far are we from the end? Hold on. Then I need
something not quite right about that.
I need another one. Cross fade time. Let's say 4 seconds, 5 seconds, like that.
So 5 seconds from the end of the song, you're planning on starting to fade out. Is that right?
No, that's I want. Hold on. Let's see here a second. The current time. This is So this is the start time from end. We should call this maybe start time from end. And the crossfade time, basically this crossfade time is how much of this song and the other song I want to hear together. Okay?
Okay.
The start time from end is just basically this shortcut that we've come up here for testing. So it's I think it's going to go in here. And so with the current time, we're going to get at the start, move to the new start time, right? So we could actually even, I'm just going to create a new number here just to make the code easier to read. New start time, set that equal to this. So this current start time is equal to the new start time. The new duration is going to be the start time from end, which I think makes sense. That's the duration of this song. The timeout for the next song is going to be the duration minus the crossfade time.
Yes.
Like this, times 1,000. So whatever that duration is, minus the crossfade time. So in 5 seconds, we'll have a timeout and we'll start the transition. That's the idea. And this will be, I think I want to change this to play next song. Play next song. So let's create that function. Play next song, like that. And now in play next song, we need to do two things. We need to fade out the current song. Let's do set timeout this dot play out. And I think it might make sense to bind to this as well, just in case we need to use any other calls. All right, so now we're going to play next song. Now in play next song, we got two things we need to do. One is we need to get the random song. We need to call play random song again. So yeah, we were going to need this. Okay. So we need to play the random song, but we need to create a new boombox is what I think we need to do. Here's what I think is, this is like kind of I was thinking about how to do this and I kind of have a clever way to do it. The clever way is I am going to dispose of this boombox, which is going to fade it out, and I'm going to create a new boombox behind it, is what I'm going to do. This one's going to fade out, and in its draw function, I'm going to check to see what its opacity is, and based on its opacity, I'm going to multiply our current volume times that opacity, and it's eventually going to drop to 0, which means the song should fade out. Similarly, the other one should come in if I fade the other one in, which I'm not sure about.
Net effect would be to reach half opacity and then come back, because as one becomes essentially transparent, the other one will already be coming through, becoming opaque. Right. And so the music as well.
And I think it's kind of a clever way with a few lines of code to solve the problem. But we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we won't make any mistakes because our refresh time is so long. It's a mistake is kind of costly on this. So we'll be careful with the code we write. All right, so we need to play a random song, and we need to do that in the new boombox. Is what we need to do. I want to go look at my my boombox grading code and just go get that, copy it to the clipboard instead of rewriting that from scratch. Let's go find that. I should have gone the other way, Shift Tab instead. All right, because there's a lot of references here because of the static. Wait, what? Oh, get boombox instance. Okay, that's good. Or I should have just done this. Check this out. The faster way to do it would put the caret on the constructor, hit tab, and it would have taken me right to the constructor. That's what I should have done. Okay. So here's where I create a new boombox here. Let's do one other thing. I want to do a, I think there's a fade in on that boombox sprite. I think there's a fade in time. Nice. So let's make our fade in time be 3 seconds maybe? Like that. And so this is kind of the essence of what we need. Let's get back out to, hitting escape to get back. So we're gonna, this is our new boombox. This is gonna be failing because I'm not in the drone game. Should I move this to the drone game? How am I gonna get to that from here? Oh, I know how we can get to it. It's a little, I'm not so terribly comfortable with it, but let's see what we get here. It's like this is what it is. And I don't want push, actually. I want like an insert. Is there an insert on arrays?
I'm not sure, because I know arrays in JavaScript function very much like several types of collection simultaneously. You can have them be stack, you can have them be an array. Is it a splice? Yeah, there you go.
Cool. All right, so let's look at splice for a second, because I only use splice to delete. Modifies the content of an array by removing existing and or adding new elements. Insert an element in a particular point in the array. That's what we want to do. Besides the beginning or the end. Then you should most likely use, what if I want to use it at the beginning? The reason why I don't put it at the beginning is because we have this code that says what's the current boombox? It finds the first one in the list. So I need to make sure that code works.
So you're more looking at concat then, which is concat with just one extra item?
No, concat adds to the end.
Yeah, but if you add the existing array to the end of the one item, then it's the same effect. As long as you reassign the result to your source location.
Yeah. Oh wait, here, right? Unshift to add to the beginning of array.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Mark! Unshift. What you got? Unshift, Bill Bennett.
There he is, Bill Bennett with the unshift.
Bill Bennett rocks!
All right, fine. So let's do that. So we're going to come in here and we're going to say unshift. Thank you, Will. Awesome as usual. Also, Rory, I'm noticing a perf issue with in CodeRushed.
Okay.
So check this out. Mark this time. I want the devs to look at this. Watch this. So I'm going to do this. In fact, let's do this. So you can see the keystrokes that I'm pressing here. Hold on. Keystroke visualizer. Bring it over here. I just want the devs to look at that. So there's the keystroke visualizer right there. So you see the keys as I press them. So Control space, down arrow, and now it highlights. See the delay there? Control space, down arrow, and it takes it like too long to highlight. There's something going on here, and it needs to be faster. Let's do this one more time. Control shift, down, 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 down. Yeah. Take a look at that. Yeah, that's slow.
There's definitely a delay in each of those downs, isn't there?
And it's not making me happy, so I want that fixed. Okay. Yeah, that's new. I think I noticed that yesterday, and today I'm like, let's figure that out. I don't have the latest build. I think my build's a couple days old. Let's just do this for the devs who are watching. 1.5 is what I'm looking at right there. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so there's my unshift, putting it at the beginning. Fade in time is there. There's our random song. We're actually cool there, and hue shift per second is good too. So that takes care of that. Next, we need to take this, and we need to say our, I think it's fair to say our fade out time is equal to 3 seconds. And we're going to say this dot expiration date is equal to DTN, no, performance now, PFN.
That's about 3,000.
Plus 3,000, like that. Or we'll just say fade out time times 1,000, so in case
Yeah, fair enough.
Somebody got a song plan. You could also argue that it's kind of nice to allow people to turn songs on and off too, or just to select the song. But all right, so play next song. So now that should fade the one with the other. Now the next thing we need to do is we need an override of draw. And I know this is a little bit like, what? Draw's happening 30 frames a second. Where's my CodeRushed jump to? Just here. Wait, am I getting the wrong thing? What is it? Hold on.
We're in
This
drone game,
draw.
not.
No, we're in Boombox. We're in the drone game file, but we're in the Boombox class, which I put
Oh,
on
okay.
the back of this. There's a draw background, draw dormant, and why is this? Is this because I've got this? Hold on. This may be polluting my. Let me just double check this here. Hold on. What is it? There it is. That's the one I want. Why can't I override that and get the help for it? I guess I got to drill into it, copy its declaration, come back, paste it. So we're going to come in here and say super. Yeah, so like what you can do is you can position your drone where Surly Dev is. Surly Dev could fly over the code. Oh, Surly Dev can also go right underneath the. Oh wait, these aren't those special portals that drop out meteors. We should change some of the layouts so we get that.
These are the ones from which you emerge as self.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't figured this out, I figured out where all the files were and put them in the right spot. So, all right, so there's the call to super. Right there.
Yep.
Why is that underlined though? Is the question. Super calls are not permitted outside constructors. Oh, sorry. It's base, right? Not super. Is that right? Oh no, it's
I
super
thought
dot
it was
draw.
super.
Dot draw. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. It'll draw because it's not a constructor.
Right. All right. So there's my super dot draw call, and then what I want to do is basically say. New volume equals base volume. No. It's going to be boombox dot volume times this dot get alpha. This alpha tells me what its alpha should be, based on whether it's fading out or fading in, that sort of thing. So it's going to return a number between 0 and 1. All right. So that's my new volume. Let's do a let here and a CN there. And then I want to do I want another property here called fade in, fade out volume, I think, because I only want to change it when it's different. Okay. So I want to do, actually I want to do a couple things. I want to do this times this. I want to do a math.round on this. New volume. And I'm going to call this fade volume. Like that. And then when I want to say, hey, if new volume is not equal to my fade volume, then I'm going to set it. And then I want to say, okay, this dot fade volume. This dot fade volume is equal to new volume. And then I want to say boombox dot volume. Where's that volume? That's weird. Why is he not getting me volume in there? I'm pretty sure.
Got a couple of, actually maybe not, only just the one. There's a get alpha compile error at the moment.
It probably needs a
There
now.
was one under, yeah, there we go. Fade volume one is gone, so that's fine.
Okay, volume is equal to fade volume. Okay, like that. And then I think there's our volume in and out. And it's not the most efficient code, but it's
So, which part of this is accounting for the fact that it is effectively running sort of 30 times a second or 50 frames a second, whatever that value might be, and is potentially going to read in boombox volume and adjust it by some value, but then immediately the next frame to adjust it again, repeatedly.
That's what this code is for right here. is to check to see if the new volume is calculated as change. We're just doing a math round on this of our current boom box volume times our alpha is what we're
So which
doing.
one of them is definitely the current volume? Which one of them is the target volume? If you follow me. So if we are intending to fade,
Yeah.
then I guess we're saying the new volume is the target volume. So if
Yes.
the fade volume is not currently yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That's
I
the
follow
last
you.
one we sent. Now we're never setting this to begin with, but that's okay. It's kind of zero, so we should get it there. The only other thing I'm thinking of though is instead of doing a round on this, I think what I want to do instead is I want to round it to two digits, which I think looks like this. This times 100, and then the result divided by 100. Or let's round it to one digit. So it's 1 decimal point, okay? So if we do that, because then we'll have a more precise, and instead of doing it, because if we're already at like a volume of 1, what's our fade out going to look like? Let's make it at least go to 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, all the way down. I mean 0.09, 0.08, 0.0.
Sure.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the way to 0. So let's do that. That volume goes down to there. Now, we also, I think there's a destroying somewhere in our ancestry, because I think when we destroy, we want to clean this up as best we can. Destroying, where are you? There you are, right there. And let's go look up at that. Yeah, that's should be called as well. And in that case, that's where we're going to do our cleanup. And so our cleanup, I don't know if we really need to do this or not, but I think we do. It's going to get that active song, this one, and we're going to basically say, hey, look, if active song, then we're going to say active song dot pause, like that. And then I think we're going to set it to null, like that. This dot active song. Okay.
Seems good.
Yeah, are we done? Did we just finish the show? Do we need to compile? Is really the question.
Well, I mean, surely we're have such huge faith that we clearly don't need evidence, right? That's how that works, right? Enough faith, you don't need evidence.
I think you're right, Rory. I think you're absolutely right. No faith is needed. All right, so here we go. I'm going to switch over to this view right here for a second. So we're just playing over in this space. And we'll focus here and we'll debug and do all that. Make that work. Surly Dev says we're done. Let's all have an early night. I can go to the gym and Rory can surprise the missus.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's so funny. I feel like this is one of those things that it could totally work, right? And
Yeah.
And which would be slightly mind-blowing because you'd expect there to be some mistake either in logic or in implementation, between that. But
well, the nice thing about this is that even if that's the case, there's not a lot of code that's needed to be being written. So there's not a lot of places in which there can be a mistake.
yeah,
So finding it would be pretty easy, right?
that's right. We figured that out. Yeah, you're right. So, so Surly Dev, interesting, is able to extend and dock right now at this point, which means Signal R is working, even though not everything is loaded up in here yet, which is kind of interesting. Oh, notice also in the layouts, I took out coins over here in the bottom left for the boombox. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to start typing in music here. Get ready to do that once the load is finished. And since we're waiting for all this, let's bring up our task manager. Yeah, things are a little slow. What do we got here? Visual Studio's taking up some. That's a little bit of a concern to me. Why are you doing that, Visual Studio? You should be doing nothing. Yeah, get away. Get out of there. Yeah, Visual Studio's like, wait, he's looking at me? I'm going away.
Chase it away.
Yeah, New Tech NDI, that's part of what I'm using for streaming here. The Google Chrome is up there. OBS Studio, that's what I'm streaming out with, so I guess that is logical for it to be making that much. Okay, here we are, we're ready. Let's click on some music. You took out my piggy bank too. Sorry, buddy. All right, so there, we got it. I don't hear any sound though. That's not good at all. It was a horrible idea, Rory. Current time, the provided double value is non-finite. I give it a
We have
non-finite.
given it infinite current time.
That's,
Did we divide by 0 sometimes?
No, I subtracted from the end. I got the current duration of it. Remember, I got the duration.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at that code. So current time is new start time. Duration minus start time from end. Start time from end is 10. Duration is here. Active song dot duration. Active song. Why? What's going on?
How are any of those non-finite numbers? They all seem pretty finite to me.
Yeah, I think we got a problem here. That's what I think we have a problem on. We'll find out shortly.
Does the boombox automatically pick a song from a genre when it's excuse me, when it starts?
Yeah, here's what happens. I'll show you what's going on up here.
Is there any chance this code is run before that's happened, at which point the duration would apply to a non-existent song,
No,
which could be non-finite?
No, because the active song is selected all in here, right? We get the song. Oh, you know what, though? We're not calling play on the active song. Wait. Where do we call play on this song?
Excuse me.
Maybe we just do it when we first create it. Hold on. Where are we doing this? Play random song. Hold on. Safe play. Here's where we call and play on it. Right here. So that call to play is right there. Yeah, that's what's going on. Here we're just pausing any existing song that's in there that's currently playing. Hold on, we may have I think we have a logic problem here. If we're already playing a song, when play random song comes in, oh, okay, because this is going to be, so when you blow us up, we're going to pause the existing song immediately and start a new song. So there won't be crossfade on the blow up. It'll only happen at the end of the song, which is happening from this piece right here. Let's see, are we done loading? Not yet. Let's go take a look at what's going on. Visual Studio again. What you doing, Visual Studio? I want the devs to look at this too. Is this us or is this Visual Studio? I want to know who's doing this.
Good
right
question.
Here. Yeah, hard to tell for sure. I don't think it's us because we tend to be crazy nervous about taking up any kind of processing space, CPU activity. I mean, but I still want to double check this. What's going on here? Why is Visual Studio taking up so much? We're not at a break point. We're just running. Everything's cool. Is the loading, I wonder if the loading is slowed down by, is that possible, loading slowed down by Visual Studio? What happens if I take this and open this in a new window that's not covered by the debugger? Let's try that and see if it loads faster. We'll do that next time. We'll refresh both of these. So this one is not covered by the debugger here. Actually, you know what I should do? I should do this. I should create a new incognito so we can clearly see the two colors here. Close that one down, load this one, and see if our load is slowed down somehow by being attached to the debugger. That would be interesting. And what are we doing now? Also Microsoft Edge. That is not even involved. I've got the live window up here. Let me close down Microsoft Edge and restart it too, because, you know, hold on. All right, let's bring up Edge again. Let's bring up this. Still loading.
Between them all, they are pretty much pegging that CPU, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I just shut down Edge and I restarted Edge as well. Guess I need a new, faster computer. Have to see if they're making anything faster than what I've got. All right, so here we go. What do I got? Edge is up on top now. Visual Studio still. Yeah, well, I think this also slowed things down by starting up a second one, which is why this one's taking longer. But it's still super interesting to me to see if this catches up and passes it, because this had been running for at least a good minute or two before we
Yeah.
brought up the second one here. Oh, there we go. It's done. All right, so it's done in the background. Let's stop this for right now. So we just close that down. How are we doing on CPU, kids?
It's just dropping back down now.
Yeah. So the load. I think the load is related. All right, so let's bring up some music. Hold on. Failed to set current time. 46. No, wait, that's song 46. Why don't we have our console log piece here? Hold on. That doesn't make sense to me. And we just got loads and loads of...
Provided double value is non-finite. This is precisely in play random song.
Let's just double check the code. What is this? Signal R? What? No, drone game.
That's about the right place, yeah. So new start time is for some reason apparently non-finite. I submit that any start time is probably finite, or should be.
Let's look at this one more time. So active song duration is okay. That means duration is okay. Start time from end. I'm not even getting this. This is not, I think the error is different than what's being reported. Let's try this. No, no, no. That's not my problem. What else we got? All right. I don't know. We can, looking at the code, there's no way I don't see this at all.
No, this is fine. I guess are we putting the current duration actually up at all? You are, yeah. There's the console log. What durations were we seeing? Was that the 46 and the?
Yeah, it was 46. No, it was song 46. Actually, let's look at that, because maybe we didn't actually see that. That's a really good point, because now that you mentioned that, I don't remember seeing the duration coming out here. The active song duration. Let's double check that. It's not here.
It's not there, but
it's not using the code. I think that's the problem. I think it's the same bug we had before. It's not using the code. I'm just going to save this.
So it's using some previously bad version of code which we no longer have, and it's cached.
I think that might be it. I'm going to close. Let's do this. I guess I got to do that, and then let's do that. Maybe I should have done this. I'm trying to right-click it, and nothing's happening when I right-click it. That's not good. And we could also set a breakpoint here too, but yeah, it's weird. It's like we changed the code, saved it, and it was like not there to help us. Oh yeah, now everything's going crazy. Let's not quite bring it up there yet. Let's just go back here. I'm going to close this down. We'll just deal with this one. What's weather like over there, Roy?
Weather is, for this part of the world anyway, is lovely. It's nice, bright, shiny sunshine, clear skies, more or less. Almost a little too warm.
Nice.
I understand that we have weather here that is roughly equivalent to Seattle in terms
Yeah.
of sort of north-south and what have you.
Yeah.
So for those Americans watching, apparently it is very similar.
When I visit, whenever I'm visiting England, I have the same impression. I grew up in Seattle, and I'm like, yep, that's kind of what the weather's like. Very Seattle-ish. Surly Dev's asking, did you get a DDD East Midlands ticket?
I am not organised. To be honest, that's not one of those that I typically head to. I tend to head to the southwest and to one in Reading, so one of the bit larger cities, well, next to London anyway, in the local area. And so East Midlands, it's kind of awkward for me to get to. A lot of effort, so I tend to skip that one normally.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, this is enough of a delay that I'm now thinking, okay, we got to figure out a faster way to load all these files. Maybe we need to start looking into compressing the PNGs. Using some compression algorithms to make them smaller. I think.
What logic are we using with music? Are we loading those files ahead of time, or are they just on demand?
Yeah, there's essentially no overload to those.
Okay.
Yeah, the only code that's executed at the very beginning is up here at the top, which basically just puts some numbers in a list. It basically says put the word adventure in a list with the number 4 next to it, the word techno in a list with the number 66, and the word action in a list with the number 77. And then as we play, we start, memory increases in that we store the name of the song and when it was last played, just so that we don't play the same song 2 times in a row.
That's pretty minimal though, eh?
Yeah, there's not really much going on here. Okay, so why is that? Are we still loading? Yeah, I feel like we're at about 4 minutes now. This is like super painful. We got to make no mistakes, Rory, if we're going to get this quickly, because our feedback loop is incredibly painfully slow.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the workaround for that is. I guess I could, I could spend some time changing the code so we don't load the other resources, and we get a faster load time.
Maybe, yeah. What I'd love to see is something that would tell us where exactly, in our own terms, where our memory is being allocated to, and where our time is being spent, so that we could sort of decide which bits we wanted to avoid, or for that matter, which bits needed improvement.
I just thought of
nice to have a map.
I just thought of an idea. We could do a really cheap, fast code change to make this a faster load. I think you're gonna like this. Hold on a second.
Oh, Will Bennett says that Chrome does have profiling, so there'll be something to look into at some stage.
Yeah, I think it's just the low. Well, yeah, okay. The first rule of profiling is never go with your gut feel, because you're almost always wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's we're loading up all the images. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Let's go see where we create a new instance of the boombox. Let's go back. Let's go. This time we're going to do it faster. Get on the constructor, hit tab to next reference. Let's just drill into boomboxes. Let's drill into sprites. I think there's a load right here, part right here, expected frame count. Let's drill into part and frame count, and let's say frame count equal to 1. Right there.
Only 1 frame for everything.
Yeah.
That should reduce things significantly. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a gratuitous hack with some awesome consequences for what we need.
Drones are going to die. They're going to die because they actually expect to have a certain number of frames and to move to show all the animations. Drones are going to look like crap. But next time we refresh, let's see what happens, see if that changes it. All right, so let's go into music and let's see what we got. Start time from end. Duration, not a number. Duration is not a number.
Okay.
That's my problem.
That's a problem.
I got an idea on that. I think I know when the duration is set. Let's do this up. Does that sound too loud out there, kids? If it is, we can do command volume down like that. Looks like I got 2 of those back there. Yeah, great. Yeah, you can do that, Silly Dev. You can go volume down and up. Although Depending on how it goes, I may limit your abilities, certainly, Dev. All right, so duration's not a number.
Great power, people. Right?
Here's what I think. I have a suspicion on this. But let's go ahead and do it. Let's go duration NAN. Let's see what.
Fair enough. Yeah. Oh. Really? Are we going to get not supported by Chrome as our reasoning here?
Loaded metadata. That's what I need. That's what I need right there. So let's get in on that. That's gonna, I think, solve that for us. I kind of like this song. All right. Uh-oh, I don't see the event on it though.
Is that necessarily going to be on the song though?
It should. Where would you? Where? Oh,
the player.
Look at this right here. Document, create element, audio, add event listener. I guess I got to do this. Right there. That's what I'm going to do. Let's try that. Right, that's on, yeah, the audio element right there. Add event listener, and we need to be let's find this on it, and then we're going to say this.active song. Duration, that's our duration piece right there. And then we need all of this here inside of that. So now, testing crossfade, active song duration, hopefully that'll be better. We don't need these because we know what our problem is. Our problem is active song duration is NAN.
So do we get to set that then, or are we just going to use this other value?
This? I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, so inside of your add event listener, are we basically saying that when this event fires, then the duration will have been populated?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my take on what I read. What's my false right here? What's this parameter? It is any options. Okay, so I guess those are our false options. All right, let's do a refresh and see how fast our refresh is right now.
I'm interested to see how that works, yes.
Interesting, our dock is, there we go. No, we've got something running still out there making noise. Where's the noise piece coming from? I don't see it. All right, let's see what our refresh time is now. Still a long time. Whoa.
Okay, the odd error or two.
Well, yeah.
All the explosions, the flowers, all the things complaining.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Many hundreds of please don't do that.
All right, it did load quickly though.
In principle, that's still a good plan. There's maybe some tweaking around the plan.
Are we good with that? Was that like awesome? Yeah, it's a brilliant plan. Where the heck is that? Okay, that was failed miserably, but I think fixing
that was a
code,
significant performance increase in delivery of errors.
It was. All right, here we go. We're gonna do a full on. We're gonna bring these in. Yeah, I think we're looking at. We got to do a couple things. I'm not sure where the sound's coming from though, because in the current view we don't have it. Oh, interesting. I think it was an OBS bug. Because we should have heard that sound from here. Interesting. Okay, so we're reloading. Everybody seems to be happy about this. I'm ready to vote that baby up as soon as we're done over here with the load. Yeah, I think we need to look at performance in a future show and focus specifically on this overlay as the attempt to solve that. That's what I
Yeah, there's
think we need
nothing
to do.
quite so good as getting our feedback cycle as fast as possible.
Yeah. Straight Butter, welcome. I've got this view here because we got kind of a long load time on the other piece. So your attempt to say bug didn't work. However, I've got a button right over here I can press.
That's a bug.
It's a bug. All right. So let's see. How are we doing? We're still coming along here. Yeah, that was definitely a bug. Mr. Announcer Bot scolded you. Yeah, I say we let Mark talk. Yeah, Mr. Announcer Bot, tell him what Mr. Announcer Bot, I don't want to, overstep my bounds being an AI creature and all, a sentient being that will soon be your overlord. However, I say we let Mark talk.
Yeah.
We let the humans talk for a little bit longer. Feels bad, says Straight Butter. Awesome. Yeah, Straight Butter, I'm working on something for you and the other regulars here. Not done yet, but I think next week we'll introduce them. And what'll happen is when you guys come in, the folks I'm deeming the regulars, and come into the chat room for the first time, you'll get a kind of an awesome video, audio fanfare talking about who you are.
Nice.
Straight Butter's in the house, like that, or something along those lines. The Straight Butter one's going to be a fist smashing into a plate of butter and just butter going everywhere. That's totally what I'm going to do. By the way, if you are one of the regulars and you want to, give me a theme or something along those lines, or favorite, color, favorite item, or something along those lines, you want me to associate with your intro and or music, let me know. But I am, we'll see what my guesses are, if they're going to be good or not. Will Bennett says, good thing I'm a regular. Actually, Will Bennett, you are almost at 100 shows you've watched. I was looking through the data, and you are like in there, buddy. You are like about to break 100 shows that you've watched, at least since we've been tracking. You've probably actually already watched 100 shows. All right, here we are. We're ready to go. Let's see what happens now. We're going to say music. And I don't hear anything because I'm muted. Let's unmute so we can hear it, because that would be really nice. The fact that we're playing is good. I'm not hearing the fade though. Oh wait. All right. We're doing a lot of play random songs in here. More than I'm expecting. Yeah, and we got a bunch of these out here. They're not going away like I'm expecting them to. Okay, so since they're not going away, we may be calling up and stacking up a bunch of these pieces here. So we don't want to do that. Let's just stop that a second. So we need to clean up ourselves here and figure out why we're not cleaning up. That's not the right place to be in. Drone game over here. So let's see here. Where are we setting our expiration date here?
It was in the play next song, a little bit lower. There you go, expiration date. That still looks reasonable. I mean, play next. Oh, well, hang on. Is play next song being?
Fade out time is different. Hold on. Fade out time is wrong. So we just set it equal to fade out time. Fade out time is in milliseconds. I'm sorry. Expiration date is equal to performance now plus this fade out time. That feels still like expiration date should clue us out here. Will Bennett says Rory's past his bedtime. We're on the hour, buddy.
I'm waiting for a message to suggest that my ride has arrived.
Okay.
And, so I may be a minute or two extra. Who
well,
knows?
Solve the problem, please, before you leave, because I don't know what to do.
I mean, so the first piece of evidence is that there were boom boxes just mounting up. Excuse me, on again and again and again. So we were giving way more expiration than we should, but that was because of the multiplier that you just mentioned.
Wait, I think I know what might be going on here. Is that like for example here we say set the expiration date for the end cap. The end cap is I think it's added. Where is it added? Is it just here? Hold on. It's calling update position. Is update position? Where does the expiration date code checked here? Not in update position. Good. Relieved to know that. I think there's another piece where it's called. I thought. No? Maybe these are not the right ones to be tabbing through. Hold on a second. Let's look at, let's look for expiration date here. I don't see it. Expiration date. There it is. Okay. Still alive is the question. Still alive. Hold on. Still alive. Check this out, Rory. We've got a problem. This was supposedly fixed. Look at me right here. I'm sorry. Look right here. Caret's on still alive. I'm hitting the tab key. It's getting me to expiration date.
That is totally not correct.
Yeah. We saw this happening in TypeScript before a couple days ago, and now it's working, but I had to save. So definitely note the time. I want people to look at that.
Yep, I've got that one.
I've been using tap to next reference all the way up to this point. It just failed now, and didn't work like I was expecting it to. All right, so still alive is inside. Oh, it's inside draw. If we're still alive, no, wait, that doesn't matter. That should matter. Remove expired sprites. That's inside of. Oh, there's how we get rid of them. There, remove expired sprites. Hold on a second. Remove expired sprites. That's inside draw cropped, and it's also inside draw. So we should be taking ourselves out automatically simply because we're calling draw.
Yeah.
You got to go? Is that what you said?
I've just, you are correct. You read the tone so well. Yeah, Mirage is here. I'm kind of sad because we haven't found the problem here as well.
Yeah, I think I want to take super and I want to move it down here, I think is what I want to do, because I want to do this code first because theoretically we might be removing ourselves.
Okay,
yeah, Hugo is asking, the Queen's carriage stuck in traffic? All right,
I'll let my wife know that you're referring to her as the Queen.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be very happy.
Yeah,
All right, guys. I guess I will see you this time tomorrow.
All right.
And when we already have found the solution.
All right. That was Mr. Announcebot just said thank you to you, by the way.
Ah, so good.
So
Thank you very much.
All right, Ray. We'll see you later. Hopefully we'll
See you
figure this
tomorrow.
out. Okay. So, yeah, the problem is I don't understand why expiration date isn't working on this to get rid of it and to remove it. I don't get that. Let's do this. Let's just double check the other code that's setting expiration date. They're setting it just simply to now. Expiration date is expiration date. Now. Yeah, this is all stuff is all working. Why isn't ours working? Fade out time. Start time from end is when we start, and then we set our timeout to our duration, which is whatever's left, minus the crossfade time. Play next song is here. Let's just do this. And let's destroying. Let's put something here too, so we at least see that. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a clue as far as what is going on with this. Why this is not working. You know.
This doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And so let's try that, and we'll do a refresh on that. See how that works. Let's start the refresh. We'll get at least some messages coming out. See if we can get any more data that can help us understand what's going on. Yes, Early Dip says an hour earlier tomorrow, Rory. Conspiracy theory. Sex positive didn't want explosions. Mark does explosions. I haven't heard sex positive since. No explosions since. The Miller has some explaining to do. Hey, Karen. Yeah. People in the chat room are wondering what's going on.
We are getting married again, maybe? About what?
Well, they noticed that you didn't want explosions before, and that I did some explosions. And then we haven't heard sex positive show up in the chat room since then. Also, no explosions since. The Miller has some splaining to do.
I think we're getting a divorce. I think.
We're getting a divorce, kids. You heard it here first. We're getting a divorce. The kids are loving this, right?
Yeah.
Double presents. All right.
Not doing any explosions anymore, right?
No, I don't do explosions. You're leaving soon, right?
No, I have a nanny cam set up on you. So if you do any explosions, I'll know about it.
Why are you telling me about the nanny
Are you
cam?
looking for explosions right now?
No, I'm not doing any explosions. I'm not doing any explosions, kid. No explosions. Hey, oh, a hand growing up from, that's like right there, a hand from down below. That's the problem with the desk. All right, so, what? It's a family show. You're a kid. You don't even know what that means. All right, it's a family show. All right, so here we go. We are still loading. She thinks not sure. Neither one of you, asks Hugo. What is going on here? You don't have Twitch Vim integration, Surly Dev? I was looking through the drone game source in Vim, says Surly Dev. Yeah, you don't need a nanny cam. Just open up Twitch, they say, Karen.
Never.
Hugo says nanny cam. She should have a thermometer or light meter triggered based on sudden shifts. Sure, that would be good. All of that would be awesome. Okay, still not loaded. Come on, I really want to finish this today because I'm tired of this load time, and we'll have to figure this out. And I think that refactoring it to make everything work, if we just drop to one image loaded in, or maybe two, is unlikely to, here we go, we're done. Here comes the music, let's see what happens here. So we're expecting to see the same problem. I think I heard a fade. Okay. All right, so is it maybe actually working? I'm not seeing a whole bunch stacked up. They look like they might be getting rid of the boom boxes. The fade in doesn't feel like it's working. All right, we need to change some numbers out here, I think. Change it to 20 seconds. Crossfade time, duration minus crossfade time. That's when we're going to start doing that. And then, actually, this should be divided by 2. So we want that to be just before the 3 seconds we start playing it. That's what we want to do. Or actually, you know what? I want crossfade time to be 3. We just solve it that way. All right. All right. Let's refresh. Mute the site. Okay, interesting. I muted the site. It looks like we are still running looks like we were still running from here, this view. I'm pretty sure I don't have the drone overlay on this view. I don't have any of that stuff on this view. It looks like, it feels like OBS, is it an OBS bug? Or is it that these overlays are still kind of loaded in the background and they're getting Signal R, and Signal R is just saying, okay, well, I'm not drawing anything because they're not on screen, but I can still play. That may explain why we're getting sound from here. Okay, so here, all I've done is I've gone in and I said, okay, let's change the crossfade time to 3, and let's give it a little more time from the end, since we're testing the crossfade, and see if this works. Because maybe it's our code has kind of essentially been working all along. We just needed to get that duration at the right time. We needed to get the loaded metadata piece here. And we needed to increase the number. Those are the only 2 changes since we had the code at the beginning working, or at least written. So, can anyone recommend a good VS Studio Vim extension? I don't. I've had this question before because we do CodeRushed, and there are folks who, yeah, I've heard of this one before. VS Vim. I think 336 people can recommend this. That's your answer right there. Brought to you by my Google Foo skills. Holy cow! That's the most amazing thing ever. Kids, look what was just delivered. Is this like, look at this. This sack of bacon doesn't end. Look at that thing right there. Look at what's been delivered. We can go all day, kids. We could go all day. Kids in the chat room are like, oh my God. That's lovely. Yes, it's totally lovely. That's so awesome. You guys did a good job cooking that bacon too. All right, yeah. Okay, not here. Take that somewhere else. We're gonna eat that. Here, actually take that away because there's not room on the desk to put that in a good, safe place. Thanks for that. That's awesome. Do not let the dogs near that. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here for music. Hugo's asking, is it okay for him to for the listeners to start courting you, or should they wait at least until the filing?
No, I'm accepting applications.
She's always accepting applications all the time, and I'm
Open
just
door policy.
I'm like swatting them away. You cannot say open door on the show. It's a family show. Okay, here we go. Music. I think we might have it. See if we can detect a fade from one, crossfade from one to the other song. I think it might be working. Surly Dev, 53 hours fasting. Surly Dev, are you keto by chance? Look at my fade in time. Is my fade in time not set correctly? I'm not setting fade in time. This is, I think, the problem. This is why it's coming in immediately. 3000. Fade in time, that's in milliseconds. I think that was my also secondary problem. Let's refresh again, and I think we're going to get a better. Oh, interesting. It's like we had the site muted. We were actually playing it through the live stream here. Let's do this actually. Let's stop loading the page. Let's switch over to this view. Let's go get my the drone game here. I'm going to go in and refresh that cache just to make sure it's loading the absolute most recent version of it. We'll get that loaded up, and we'll try playing it here on the stream and see how that all works. Let me get rid of this. And I think we can get rid of some of these console log messages now while we're here in this space that we don't need. I'm going to comment this out in case I need it ever again to look at. I think my default volume is too high when I start up 2. I think I should start this at about a 2 is what I think I should start it at. When we start playing the music. Yeah, well, Hugo says I can barely do 169 seconds. Yeah, I've only fasted once in my life. That was in the military during survival training, and I think I didn't eat for roughly about 3 days, something along those lines. And I don't know, it's the first part, the hardest parts were the very beginning when you're like, you know, just super hungry. But after a while, your stomach settles and it's not a big deal. Then you're just running off energy. If you're fueling off of carbs, then it's a little harder. Let's see. Are we able to do music now? Did that load that quickly? Volume dropped really low. Oh. Are we fading? We are fading. Let's see if we get the crossfade sound. Yeah, I'm not really hearing the fade right now. Hold on. I think I know what's going on, maybe. Hold on. No. This is wrong. This is, I think, part of the problem. Let's rename this to fade volume multiplier. And fade volume multiplier. If new volume is not equal to this. Then fade volume multiplier is equal to new fade volume multiplier. Okay. What is going on here? I'm not sure what just happened there. Let me mark the time because I want to come back and look at this. Where are we at? We're at 1:23. Okay. I don't think we need our destroying anymore. So fade volume multiplier is now equal to this. This is going to be a number between, it's going to be between 1, 0, and 1. It's going to be a 2-digit number. I want to set this equal to 1 right here. I do not want to multiply it by the volume though, right here. I just want to get the alpha. which is going to be 0 to 1 times 10 divided by 10. There we go. So there's our fade volume multiplier right there. If they're not the same, then we're going to say the fade volume multiplier is that. I need to do one other thing. I need to actually set the volume. So we're going to say set volume for active song. We're going to call that from here. And I think that's got a better shot at this thing working. Let's try a refresh over here. Sorry about the surly dev. You're about to go away. Let's come back over here again. And let's see if that works for us. Simultaneously, let's refresh here as well. See what we got. SWAT is broke. Is it broken? I don't see evidence of that yet. I wasn't paying attention. Also, I want to change. I've got some commands on my Stream Deck that I want to change. My volume up and volume down commands here. Let's look at these. Oh yeah, the commands are actually correct. I modified them. All right, good. So those are both okay. So I can just hit those buttons right there. I don't need these really. I think I need better pictures there. But that's going to do it. Okay, looks, no, we're not quite done loading yet. Get our music going. Just going to finish loading first. Visual Studio or OBS? I'm sorry, Chrome or OBS? Now I need that bacon. Yeah, the problem with eating bacon on a show like this is I've got my microphone just like an inch away from the bacon where it would be. You'd just be hearing crunching like crazy. I'm not sure if that would be good or bad. All right, how are we doing? Mute button. Is that one of those soundboard physical device things? Oh, mute button. I might, yeah, you know what? I think I got a mute button right here. I'm unmuted again. I think that probably just worked there. So I suppose I could do that, but again, not very entertaining. Still loading up both of these. I have a better feeling about this though. I'm feeling that my fade in time of 3000 is way better than the 3 since that's measured in milliseconds. See how that works. Eating bacon while I'm fasted. Sorry, certainly Dev. I didn't eat it. I'm fasting with you. All right, there we go. This one's done, and the other one's done. They're both done. Okay, so here comes the music. Let's turn off one. Hold on. Sorry, kids. There we go. I want to hear a fade in. I kind of heard it, but they didn't overlap like I want them to. There I heard it. I think I heard a crossfade that time. I think I might be hearing a crossfade. Let's increase this the crossfade time here. Let's do that. I think what we need is a constant out of here at this level right here. So we're going to say crossfade time. And I'm going to say, I'm going to do it to 5,000, so 5 seconds. Then we're going to say crossfade time, crossfade time. I think that's got a new shot of it working. Let's try that. We refresh here. Do refresh here. Why is my sound still playing? Who's playing? There we go. All right. Okay, we'll try that. Whoa, we've got a problem. Oops, oops, oops. That's not good. Did I mess that up anywhere else? No, okay. All right, let's try that now. We'll do a refresh again. And we'll do a refresh here as well. Okay, I feel like we're getting better. I feel like we're about to take out this testing and refresh it, is what I think we're about to do. All right, there's that piece. While that's going, why don't we send off some special effects here, see if we can do that onto the stream here. Yay, there's a special effect. Cool. Hey, are we loaded already? Looks like the OBS is loaded and loaded before. Let's see if that's the case. Music. No. What are we on? What scene are we in here? That's the right scene. Do I have to come in and maybe refresh it? Where's my sound effects coming from? I feel like I have to refresh it. Do I have a problem in the code? Let's see what's going on here. This one's kind of interesting too. It's acting as if it doesn't have the X here, but this is still going on up here. Nothing in the console. We're not debugging. Let's try music again. Whoops, let's try spelling it correctly. Nope, it's not working. There's a fireball. What's going on? Oh, we got some stuff coming in here. All right. Yeah, scroll bars are gone. I don't understand it. It looks like it's... All right, so let's come in here and listen to... We'll listen to this one right here. There's the fade. I heard it that time. Beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, here we go. Genre techno. Let's switch. Uh-oh. Switch to genre techno. I've got 2 players gone. That's not good. Why does the genre switch? Why does genre switching like add more? That I don't understand. Change active genre. We pause. Play random song. So we're going to come back into play random song again, is what we're going to do. But what if we just didn't call play random song? Because I think this is the problem right here, is I think that play random song is coming in here and it's creating a new one of these. That's what's happening. But instead, that'll happen automatically when the next song plays. Although play random song, isn't that also called when we have a collision? I think it is. Yeah, when we do a vote next song, we call it play random song. So let's go look at play random song one more time here. This is wrong. Let's fix that. Okay. Play random song. Gets the file name. Pauses the active song. Problem is we've got a timeout here to play the next song is what we have. So I think what we need is something that says, hey, we switch genres. If we switch genres, we are done. We don't come back in and call play random song again, I think, is what we do. So I think the code is going to look something like this. If this dot, what's going on? I got a perf issue here. Where's my perf issues going on? What's going on here? Let me write the time down. I just want to give devs to look at this. And it's at 137. That's a perf issue. Okay. So if this dot just, oh yeah, this is that's, hold on, let's show the perf issue here so you can see it. I just hit Control-Alt-Shift-K. Where is it? I'm not even seeing it show up here. Look at this. Not good. Yeah, smoke is one of my favorite effects with the particle system we built. Where's my control? I hit Control-Alt-Shift-K. Do I still not have a responsive VS? Still don't. So it's interesting, VS is not reporting anybody as causing a slowdown yet, which indicates it probably doesn't, it's probably not CodeRush for that. Because I've noticed Visual Studio's sometimes when a slowdown occurs and it's just Visual Studio, it's kind of quiet about the issue. It doesn't report itself. What are we going to do here, kids? Looks like Visual Studio is not coming back. All right, let's start shutting some stuff down. See if we see what happens here. Shut this down. I'm gonna shut down Mr. Announcer Bot. Nope. Look at that. At 137. This is the cool thing about doing this show, is that we have everything recorded on video. You know, all the steps that led to a particular issue, that sort of thing. So I think we're bringing up a new instance of Visual Studio. I saw the splash screen, but I don't see it yet. Here it is, coming up here. Let's see what we can do here. Do not recover. Okay, so I think the problem is that we're switching genres, and we need to document that, and either call Playsnick song immediately, or I'm sorry, call play random song immediately, like we're doing. Tab to next reference didn't work. Tab to next reference isn't working. Still not working. Are we waiting for a load here? Why is tab to next reference not working on play random song? Mark that time, 1140, 140, I mean, 140. TT, next reference, failing. Is it working now, or is it just always not working? That was it, so it needed to load. CodeRushed had not loaded yet, interesting. CR not loaded yet. I think we need to do something else here. If I do tab to next reference, if I'm hitting tab inside something and we're not loaded and we're waiting on that, I think we need to tell people instead of inserting a tab is what I think we need to do in that scenario. Okay, so let's see. Play random song. Start music. We deleted the other piece, I think, is what we did. Is that right? Play next song. Play random song, and to change active genre. Play random song. Oh, that's what I wanted to get to here. Play random song. Oh, I see. We didn't get to this because we're inside of a for each, which is bound to a this. This we might improve our tab to next reference to be able to get to those. I'm going to copy that, paste that over there, since we're looking at tab to next reference on that. And that goes to 142. Sorry, just taking notes for the devs to look at. Okay, so there's play random song here. I think what we need to do is to say this dot just changed active genre equals true. And let's declare this. I'm hitting control dot. It's not declaring it. Oh, because, wow, Visual Studio can't declare this either. Interesting. So Visual Studio doesn't get it either if it's inside of there. Okay, so there we've declared that property. I won't be able to tap the next reference to it. Visual Studio doesn't get it. I mean, if I do a rename, can't rename it. All right, so basically I'm asking CodeRushed to be smarter than Visual Studio here and to understand that this is bound because of this parameter to the for each. And then that's kind of what I'm looking for there. Interesting that the rename doesn't get that. All right, so Certainly says, hey Mark, I get in issues where CodeRushed doesn't expand code templates reliably. Is there any way I can diagnose where the issue lies? Yeah, I need a little more data on that, but the way I diagnose, I'll just give you a quick kind of tutorial on how I do that. where are my templates? Really, I don't have any of my own. All right, let's create a new folder here. Call this mark test top level folder. There it is right there. Let's create a new template inside here, call it ZZZ. Click OK. And then we say, here we are, like that. We're going to do that, like that. And let's create an alternate expansion for it. And we'll call this secondary. I was showing some colleagues some CR goodness the other week while on screen share on Teams, and nothing was working reliably. I still need more data on that in terms of what's going on here. So let's create some context for this. Let's go into the first one, and we're going to say in class, like what were you specifically trying to expand? What was expected behavior? So if here we are in a class, and this other one is secondary, not in a class. So I've got two here like this. So I'm just going to create these and let's expand these and see what's going on. So I come down here and I type in ZZZ. What? I must have another ZZZ template in here. Look at that one. Okay, let's delete this one. Or let's maybe rename this template to just ZZ. Like that. So we'll just do that as the ZZ. Click OK. All right, one more time. So ZZ. Here we are in a class. Drop a marker there. Come down out inside the class. ZZ. Secondary, not in class. Okay, so that's not working. But let's say for some reason that we typed in ZZ and we were expecting to see the other one, right? The other one that we just created, the first one, and we didn't see it. What you can do is you can come in here and you can type in the name of the template. You can see them here, right? And you can come in and you can see, and maybe this wasn't clear. Like say that these were both similar and maybe they called out to something else. Because one of the things you can do is you can say insert an alias. You can grab something else inside of here, like, I don't know, casting. Let's just grab cast 2. So like say we go here to cast 2, and maybe the real changes are happening later on based on context, but you're not sure exactly what's going on, which of the two. What I do sometimes when I'm in this scenario, so I have one here, like that, and then I have this one over here, and they're both very similar in terms of what's happening, and I'm not sure which one's going on. I just do this. I put a 1 there and a 2 there, just temporarily like this. And it just is kind of like this, similar to a console log. So I can come in here like this, and I can type in ZZ again, and I say, oh, I've got a number 2 here. So I'm like, okay, so now I know which one of those 2 it fired off. And then I'll do the next thing, I'll drill into the next one and do kind of the same thing if I have to. So there's not a step through per se, but I find that this is not bad for kind of quickly understanding what's happening if there is kind of a confusion in terms of this. CW and in num. Nothing like that, no change, just standard template like CW. CW, what's CW? Console write line, right? Console write line's not working there, but I got to get over into C#, and it can work. So over here, CW. Well, I got to get into a method. Here we go. CW. There. So now that works. If it's not working for you, if it works and if it's essentially unreliable, it could be that the context is for some reason unreliable. So if we go and switch over into C#, for example, we look at the CW template. Let's look at that. So there it is right there. We basically say it's only going to expand when this context is true. So if it's not expanding when you're expecting to, there could be either a problem with the context or a problem with Visual Studio's Roslyn parse of the code that could be changing the context here. So one of the things you can do is you can go into the CW template like this, and you can just say, okay, well, let's just get rid of all this context and try it, see if it works. And if it works and it didn't work before, then you know it's a context issue. Then you can come back and manually replace these or remove pieces here. Like you might say, well, let's remove this part here until you can narrow in on find out what's the problem. Does it think it's in a string? Does it think it's in a processor directive, a preprocessor directive? Does it think it's in a comment? That sort of thing. right? Or are you in a place that's not, for example, a property access or a method block, but it still, from your perspective, should expand, and we just aren't supporting that context. So I'd look at that. The enum, I think you're meaning E for enum is what I think you're talking about there. So let's look at that one right here. That's in the one key templates. Whoops. Maybe I was somewhere funky. All right, let's look at the one key stuff. Whoops, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to hit that X right there, open up, grab my E for enum, and that just goes to enum. And again, you want to look at the context of that. Whoops, went too far, I think. Let's browse back. Context for enum is nothing, so it'll expand everywhere. So just the E means we got to be on an empty line and not in a comment, interface, method, or property, like that. In some cases, templates that are short are also looking to make sure that that variable is not declared. So if you have a variable named E declared, the E template may not expand because it sees you've got something out there, E. Michael Jolly's here. Hey, Michael Jolly, welcome. Welcome. Welcome, glad to have you here. Is there a way to find templates with text in them? Yes, there is, but it's not, the UI is not anything that we are proud of. We need to fix the UI on this. Code templates, let me show it to you though. If you want to find text inside, use this button right here. This is for finding a template by name. This is for finding text inside. So I can do this and look for, I don't know, like, do I have anything with async in it? Like that, and see if I have anything. Looks like nothing was found. Let's do it again. And we're going to say, look for, I don't know, the word property. Click OK. What? Nothing with property. Let's do right line. Like that, just right. Okay, now now it's not even working here. Hold on. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so let me mark that as an issue. That's worse than I thought before. Okay, so 151 right there, find in. That's the button to use. I bet it works on your machine, not mine. It could be because I was recently talking about issues with this, that my build is auto-updated and I've got something in progress here. So find in template text failing. All right, just marking that for the devs so they can take a look at that. But that's how you do it. You find the text in template from there. Okay, so back over here to the code. So we've got a problem when we're changing the genre. Let's go look for that. Change active genre. And the question is, do we stop the current song or not? I think we don't stop it. That's actually the fastest way to solve this problem now that I think about it. Let's go find, just change active genre. And let's get rid of that. I'm going to kill that. And we're going to get rid of this. And I'm just not going to play the active song. And then what's going to happen, so we'll change the genre. Nothing will happen until that song ends and we go to the next one. And so we're going to say chat. Next song to play next song we play will be from the, and let's change this to an interpolated string. So we'll just do that. We'll just set expectations that way. And then that way I think we'll solve that. All right, let's refresh. Oh, let's do one other thing. Since we've got fade in and fade out working on the song transitions, we don't need to do the testing crossfade. I'm going to set that equal to false, or alternatively, I think I'm just going to comment this out. I'm going to comment this out for now. Because we need to come back in a bit, but I think we're going to be good. I feel pretty good about that crossfade. It sounds pretty good. All right, let's refresh in our main stream. Get this back up. Yeah, Surly Dev, try that on your install right now to see if you can find that. And I think that's going to work for you. I think what you just saw for me is a bug in my nightly build. That showed up because this was something I was calling the devs' attention to. So we got some time to load that up. While that loads up, let's give away a copy of CodeRushed. Oh wait, you know what? I'm not going to do that. We're going to give away a copy of CodeRushed tomorrow. However, anybody out there right now who's listening, if you want a copy of CodeRushed, in the chat room, just say, hey, give me my copy, or I'd like a copy of CodeRushed, or say the word CodeRushed, something out there so I know who you are, and I will DM you on Twitch. I think you got to follow to be able to get that DM. So you got to be able to follow. You got to be following us, I think. And I'll send you instructions for how you can get download instructions for a free copy of CodeRushed. Also, if any of you folks out there who are listening, if any of you are members of user groups and you want to give copies of CodeRushed away at your user groups, send me an email. You can email me at markm@dev. Dare I put this in here? Express.com. There it is right there. Hopefully these chats are not scanned by spam robots. And if you're working with a user group, let me know. Basically, we can make copies of CodeRushed available to everybody in your user group in exchange for placement, like on your website, having the word Dev Express out there somewhere, that sort of thing. Surly Dev, in case you didn't see, what's going on with Michael Jolly's status? I have to click and find out. I'm just so dang curious. Taco Bell, what have you done with our Maxi Melt? You have all the materials. Hold on, we got to bring this up here. Tortilla, beef, pico de gallo, cheese. Make this happen. That's awesome. Awesome. Michael Jolly, excellent. Cool. Michael Jolly, we're working on something. We're going to be working on something maybe tomorrow, where we are going to have for each of the regulars, as well as the streamers that are part of the live coders streaming team, when they come in and say something here for the first time in the show, they're going to get a video audio effect that plays. So it's going to be something like, Michael Jolly is in the house, like that, and with some video effects. And I'm inspired by your taco tweet. And I'm thinking, if you're cool with it, I'm going to have yours be a taco-themed video effect. Or if you have something else you want to do instead, let me know. Like if you want me to, feature your the avatar image that you use, or something else, a bearded taco, I can put your face in the taco. That's kind of what we're thinking about. Let me know. Got to be a You Are My Sunshine or something. I cannot do licensed music. I can only do, I can't do music that I have to go, buy a license for. So it's got to be something that I can find regular resources for, that sort of thing. But I could do something that's like a You Are My Sunshine song. I can do something like that if you want. If you want something like that, I can absolutely do that. I'm going to go with Hugo's suggestion, unless you got another one for me, Michael. All right, are we loaded yet? We're still loading? Holy cow, kids. Bald, bearded sunshine. I can do that. Do all kinds of things. All right, Michael Jolly says yes to the bearded sunshine. Excellent. We're going to do that. All right, let's get this thing loaded so we can test it. I want to get that music out here and test it out. Yeah, it'll be fun. First time you come in, it's going to be like, in the house. Yeah, it'll be funny and fun. And so it'll be like, what'll be cool is if everybody's in there at once, we're going to have to set up queuing on it, because if everybody says, hey, I'm here, 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 some of these may last a certain time. And so we want to make sure we don't interrupt the one to play another one. That's kind of the idea. So I'll have to figure out queuing on that, how to queue those up. All right, how are we doing here? Still loading, goodness sakes. I can tell we're loading because we got the scroll bars to my right and down below at the bottom as well. Those scroll bars indicate it's still loading. I am going to, oh, you know what the problem is, kids? Guess who forgot to run? I think that's my problem. And I think I also forgot to kill every instance of of Chrome, which I think this is gonna fail. We're gonna have to start it one more time. Yeah, that's gonna fail. We're done. I'm gonna close it. I know that's gonna be the problem. Yeah, I got you. Okay, so we killed Chrome one more time. We'll start that up one more time. But the question is it going to work here? I'm just trying to figure out the loading on this. The Signal R may not have gotten connected. This needs to be up and running for Signal R to be working. Okay, there's that. That's working now. Let's go to the drone overlay just in case. We'll at least start that load to work. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it did not work over here. We're going to need to go do a reload here as well. Do it one more time. All right. That's loading up. And while we're at it, we're going to let's do some dice effects here because Michael was talking on his show was talking about our dice effects that we do. I don't know if you've seen the latest stuff, but I'll show the stuff we got. It's pretty cool stuff. These are for a separate stream, Dungeons and Dragons comedy stream that I'm creating on Twitch, and we've got a number of characters, and one of the characters is a paladin, and another character has a sneak attack. He's a rogue, and then I'm a sorcerer, and we've got somebody who can do a wild animal form attack. So we've got these special die rolls here. And this is taking longer than I thought to load up as well. What are we doing? Whoa, do we have ready to go here? Nope, music didn't work in the main one. I'm going to refresh that. Refresh the cache. I think it's a cache issue there. All right. Die roller's done. Let's take a look at those. Take a look at those right there. There's my wild animal form attack right here. This is, let's unmute the site so we can see that. And I don't have the colored dice happening right now because to do the colored dice, they are dependent on which one of these characters is selected. But when I do this, click on these, it's going to change the scene. And if I change the scene, that might interrupt it's going to interrupt the loading of the drone game because it goes to scenes that don't have the drone game template overloaded. So I'm not going to change those. Wild Magic, you may have seen that, may not have seen that. Here's Wild Magic, kind of fun stuff there. The Paladin Smite is one of my favorites. That just makes me happy, like giddy happy. And then Sneak Attack coming in here. Here's the Sneak Attack. Nice, look at that spin. Oh, spectacular miss with the Sneak Attack. And if you have advantage or disadvantage, you've seen that already. Here's a throw with disadvantage. It's going to take that highest die and take it away. And there you go, spectacular miss. Kind of fun, cool stuff. All right, now let's see if we can get the music to play. Do you see the way the die bounced up and over the other one? Not on that one, I think, but on the roll before. Yeah, it's very cool when that happens. It doesn't happen a lot. When it does, it's awesome. Music is not playing. Oh, no, it is. We're just fading in. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. And if we listen long enough, when the song ends, it's going to fade to the next song. In fact, do me a favor, don't drop anything, Surly Dev. Actually, I can't trust Surly Dev with that. I'm going to have to defend. We have to defend against it with the drones. So if he drops anything, I'll catch it. And then I have to be ready with the throw immediately so I can catch another one. Just gotta keep throwing fast. Ah! Oh no! Fine, fine, he wins. He wins. But at any rate, theoretically, when the song ends, the next one should start, and it should be a crossfade between the two. And we did the test before with 20 seconds to go. So yeah, look at that. Hugo's ready to help out as well. Let me. I gotta get ready to do better tossing here to toss this away. All right, let's go down. Yeah, Hugo and I are gonna protect, I think. So give us your best, Surly Deb. We're gonna listen to this song until it goes away. Whoops. There we go. Throwing them away. Oh, no. Now it's getting worse. No. Surly Deb, please. Yeah. Hold on. That's what I should have done. All right. He's off to the side. Wait, did the song fade? I couldn't tell. I was so into the game. All right. Whoa. You got a fade, but it's feeling way too soon. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I want to make sure this is my only sound source that's running here. Let me turn off. I just turned off the drone game. I think there is I turned off the drone game and I turned it back on as far as the overlay goes. That must have been the only source. Why did we have multiple songs in there? That was not happy for me. If we go in, oh, I know what is happening. When we call play a random song in response to a bomb dropping, we have got a timeout already out there. We need to remove that timeout is what we need to do. I think set timeout, I think this is my problem. Let's look at this. Set timeout JS. I think this returns something that I can use later to undo it. To clear it. There it is. My var is set timeout. It's not actually clearing it. Where's the example for clearing it? There it is. That's what we need. Okay, so what we're going to do is this, we're going to say this dot active alarm, I guess, or active timeout is equal to this. Set timeout. So I'm going to come in here. We're going to say active timeout, like that. And then I want to say, okay, so good. So there's my active timeout. If we're about to set a new one here, if this dot active timeout, then what I want to do is I want to say, what's the code? Clear timeout. This dot active timeout. And let's also set this to null. And I think that's going to solve the that, because when you hit it with a bomb, now what's happening is we've got two things coming along here. And that's why I think we also had the crossfade was happening at the wrong time. So I think this is maybe going to do it. Is there only, I want to make sure there's only one set timeout in here, in this code here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's refresh that. Let's do this. Refresh over here one more time. And while we're waiting for that refresh, we'll do some killer die rolls here and test out the die roller. We need to get back into that. I'm going to, I'll show you my favorite My favorite dice, by the way, my favorite dice are the D12s. I think they look so cool. Let's change it to a 3-day D12 that we're going to send. Roll the attack out. So we've got 3 D12s coming with it. Yeah, super cool. Yeah, and Surly Dove, I think, noticed, it might have been Surly Dove or Hugo, I'm not sure, noticed that the sound effects are totally tied to the physics. And they are. Yeah, there's some really sweet code in there, and I recorded the sound of the die myself, so I had small, soft collisions all the way to harder collisions, and based on the velocity I decide which one of those sound effects to play. And if a bunch are happening and right next to each other, I don't overlap them. I just say, we less than 50 milliseconds ago we already played this collision, and so we don't need to play it again. So yeah, the 3D12s I like. Also, there's I worked on bending luck, which is basically if we do an attack that's close like this, but it doesn't quite do it, like a 9, I could bend the luck like this, and it freezes all the dice, rolls a new one out. Then we're going to say 9 plus 3, and we get a hit when we would have gotten a loss right there, when we would have gotten a miss. So I was working on that too. And it looks like, let's see, music's ready to test. With that, let's see if that works. Music, we're coming in. Drone left. We got great music to test the battle, Surly Dev versus CodeRushed. And I'm getting ready to throw when Surly Dev's ready to go. He's like, ha ha ha, Hugo's coming out to help. We just got to make sure Surly Dev doesn't launch. Yeah, nice try. Whoops. Uh-oh, down. I've got to fly down, 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 down. Defensive positions. And listen, when this song ends, we should hear a transition to the other. No, you don't. Uh-oh. Get back in position. Surly says, well done, guys. We should show which song is playing so we can go out and see what the length of it is. Or maybe even have a countdown timer to show when the song is over. I like the dramatic music to go with you guys trying to catch it. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? I don't know. So we got that. Let's go ahead and try and launch here. Let's. I'm going to launch and let's try and actually drop a bomb or a meteor on it. Oops, I want to extend is what I think I want. Wow. Ah. No, drop. Hold on. Left 0.5. Drop. Now that should have changed the song. Did I just miss it? Let's go to a dot. And drop from here. Why is that failing? Yeah, why are they quick? I think it's because we had switched to the sun. Oh, you know what else? I think it was because they're so quick, we're not getting the contact is being made because it's so fast. Okay. All right, so let's drop another one. Yeah, let's go back to Earth again. Drop. Yeah, and I think we've cleared out the timer issue too, so we're not going to have that multiple crossfade that we were seeing before. Pluto. All right, kids, I think we have a show. Nice. All right, kids, we've got music. All right, let's see who else is out there streaming live now. We'll get you out of the ground. Instafluff is there. Let's go take you to Instafluff, one of my favorite streamers out here. Kids, thank you so much. We appreciate it as usual. You being here tomorrow, we're going to have more fun stuff. Nice. Nice. All right, and let me stream it.
Dance battle!
Not a dance battle. We're getting you out of here. Rating you over to Instafluff. All right, kids. See you later. Say hi to Instafluff for me.